At 2 p.m., I hit a wall. Like something comes and crashes in my head or something. And I keep thinking, is it my sleep? Am I deficient on something? Is it what I had for lunch? I sometimes feel so kind of tired or sleepy or groggy that I go to the ocean, dive in, and just get the freezing cold water to wake me up. And as I'm reading this book, When by Daniel Pink, as it turns out, it's all baked in you, and some parts it's just genetics. So the day has 3 stages. You have the peak, the true, and the recovery moment. And we all have an internal clock, right? And your internal clock, your chronotype, can be different for some people. So what I mean by that is that he mentions about the owl, the larks, and the third birds. And what happens with larks is that they hit their peak moments more in the morning, the owls at night, and the third birds is more like in the middle, which is interesting because that's how we've built probably most of our jobs, 9 to 5, or education. It's more to optimize for those people. But what happens when you fall outside those things? The other thing that it's really interesting is that as we go through life, these moments change. So when you're a little baby, if you have a little baby, they wake up really early. So they love the early, they're very larks. But then when we hit our teenage and we will get excited and we got parties and we want to do fun stuff online and all that, we're more like owls, right? Like we spend more time at night binge watching or doing whatever, but it's more like you become like an owl. And then when you go back to being old, you start to become a little bit more of an early morning. And I see that with my dad, right? Like he wakes up really early and it's just going back to being larks. So it's almost like this internal clock doesn't stay the same. Our natural rhythm changes with time. But it's important to know these because now, for example, after reading that, then I go, okay, first of all, I need to know, what am I? As it turns out, I'm a lark. And if you want to know how you find yours, is basically on his website, and I'll put it on the description. There's a long exercise there, but you can ask yourself, how much would you stay in bed, or how much would you sleep on a day that you don't have to work? So before getting out of your bed, how long would you stay? For me, I wake up pretty much at the same time, whether if it's the weekend or if it's a work day. But if you wake up a little bit later, and that's a lark. If you wake up a little bit later, that's a third bird. And if you wake up like 90 minutes later, then that's an owl, because you need to recover more before you start the day. That's just a very top level way to start thinking about what you are. The reason why this is kind of handy for me is because I know now that I can but kind of use my energy for some of the tasks that are harder in the morning, and then during 2 p.m. when I hit that crash, just try to do something a little bit smoother. I do have, at this point, maybe changes in the future. I can't control that time, like what do I do at 2 p.m. So it's a good time for me to either do like a 10-minute to 15-minute meditation, do one of those nappuccinos, which is a nap with caffeine before, just to kind of recover. And it helps me understand and communicate with my team if they need something from me. Maybe 2 o'clock is not the best time. So I guess this is more about, don't fight that crash. It's something, we have inside of us. If you can't control your own time and schedule, at least try to organize in your way that those tasks, the hardest things, the more analytical ones, are outside your crash moment. And yeah, that was kind of good for me, Hopefully that helps a little. Bye.